What I take is a second generation Hawker who's been nicknamed HunkyHawker. He will explain what's the Hawker subculture. So I won't talk about it so much because that's the purpose of the talk. And I had a chance to meet actually Walter. That was a few months ago. I just look at different documentary about Hawker Center, Singapore culture, and I've seen Walter on one of the videos. So I decided to meet him actually. So I went to the Hawker Center that was in Woodland. And I said to Walter, your story is amazing, so it would be a very nice idea to come over for Imagination Week just to share with the students what you've done and what you've decided to do. And basically the theme of the next week will be on transition one, so it makes lots of sense. And Walter was a bit surprised and he didn't dare to do it. I'm not used to do that, it's not my purpose. I'm a Hawker Center, I'm in Hawker Centers. I manage a store and that's it, I don't want to do that. It isn't that I don't want to do that, it's not really comfortable. And I insist a bit, and he said yes. And I would like, first of all, before I finish my introduction, I would like to thank you, Walter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor.
So Walter made a very unusual transition. He used to be a cabin crew focusing on traveling, making money, buying fancy cars, watches, and so on and so forth. Unexpected events led him to switch to the life of Hawkerfood, who is now cooking in a cramped but homely store, which is, as often say, oily, hot, and where you don't earn much. He joined his father's parents in a new venture set in Singaporean tradition with the opening of Father and Son in 2015. 5 years on, Walter has hardly looked back, relishing his simpler lifestyle and bringing a whole new slashed life as a street food seller, along with countless magazine, articles, television appearances, documentary, his endeavors, which is again the case today with the team from Chinese News Asia. Welcome, Walter. Thank you very much to be with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Xavier. All right, guys. Hello. And like what Professor said, this is not my thing. I am not a speaker. I'm not good at this. What I do in the daytime is I'm a street food seller. Okay, so like maybe it's like crepe in Paris for you guys. Yeah. So mine is similar, but it's something different. Why I finally agreed to Professor Xavier to come here and give a talk to you guys, because hawker culture is very dear to all the Singaporeans. So, and by doing this, creating this awareness to you guys, to foreigners, foreign students, to understand more about Singapore through our food culture, I think I want to be a part of this. Yeah, because before I start, I just want to spend 5 minutes to give you a backstory so you understand what is hawker culture to us and what is happening right now and why the younger generation is so-called important, because this is a critical time. Like, as you all know, Singapore is a very developed city. So most of us, we do not want to be street food seller because it's being seen as a low-class job from before. Okay, so it has that stigma. Then that was the biggest hurdle for me to go into this trade. And of course, it's long hours. We work up to maybe 14, 15, 16 hours a day. And then the condition is bad, it's hot, it's oily. So it's an unwanted, it's undesired job for any young people. So what I'm doing here is I'm sort of like trying to change the image of hawkers. So why I'm actually being branded as a HunkyHawker is because I take my shirt off all the time. Not here today. Okay, so it's similar. Okay, jokes aside, that is how I capture attention. And I'm sure you guys know that because everyone is in business management, you guys know about like marketing and all. Our attention span is getting shorter and shorter. Like our communication platforms are Facebook, social media, Instagram and all this. So what I'm doing is I'm creating awareness, with my means, my capabilities. But daily I'm cooking at my store, So content, today I will talk about hawker culture, and then I'll introduce you to the food that you will be eating later on at Bukit Panjang Hawker Center. Then this year is our 5th year as hawkers, so we will share like what we have done for this 5 years. And next section will be question and answer, which most probably I would say I don't know for most of the questions. Then lastly, we will head towards dinner at Bukit Panjang. Excuse me, is there a laser for this thing?
Yeah, the trigger. The trigger there.
Sorry?
The trigger.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Okay, our hawker culture. So last year, March, Singapore actually sent summit to UNESCO bid to recognize hawker culture as an intangible asset. So to us, just now I already mentioned that hawker culture is very dear to Singaporeans because everyone sees that Singapore is very peaceful. We are in this multi-racial, cultural, beautiful city right now. However, it's not being known to the world. Like 60, 70 years ago, every day is racial riots. Like this race will kill that race. And all this is, you don't get to hear from the outside. So along the years come, government and the people play a very important role, and then we move on, and things has changed. So hawker centers is one of this element of peace that we have in Singapore. Singapore today, we are a country that we embrace differences compared to like 60, 70 years ago, which is all about discrimination because it was just started. So that is why hawker culture is very important to all the Singaporeans. Okay, give me one moment. I'll show you a video, and in this video, we'll talk. So in this video, you will learn about what does hawker culture mean to Singaporeans. And this is actually, this is from Roots SG.
Hawker culture in Singapore is an integral part of the Singapore way of life. It reflects the multicultural identity of the society and strengthens social cohesion through community dining and interactions. Singapore is home to over 5.5 million people spread across 720 square kilometers. On this multicultural island nation comprising Chinese, Malay, Indian, and people of other ethnicities, hawker culture is very much associated with its hawker centres, which serve as important social spaces for community interaction throughout the day, every day. Enabled by hawkers who hold specialized culinary practices transmitted over generations, hawker culture has a history dating back to the 19th century when early migrants sold their food on the streets. Beginning in the 1960s, hawker centres were built to enable hawkers to work and provide freshly cooked food in a clean and hygienic environment. Since then, hawker culture has continuously evolved, with hawkers inventing creative ways to meet the demands of an ever-changing nation. Today, hawker centres serve as the community dining rooms of Singapore, promoting cultural diversity while bringing people of all ages, ethnicities, gender and religion together under one roof.
Hawker culture is about people, it's about place, and it's about food. It's about a community space that allows people to come together. The hawker centres, through embodying the people, the foods, the cultures, the places of Singapore, is Singapore. A typical hawker centre would be made up of a variety of stalls that typically line the sides of a hawker centre. And in the middle would be an open space with open seats. The wonderful thing is that open common space allows for interaction, allows for that communication and that relationship to be built between the hawkers and their customers.
Hawker centres are social spaces where people of various backgrounds dine and mingle over the wide variety of affordable hawker dishes.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch or dinner, hawker centers always have tasty, affordable and freshly made food ready all throughout the day.
நிலையம் கொஞ்சம் வீட்டோட நம்ம தொடர்பு படுத்தலாம். ஏன்னா இங்கேயும் பலதரப்பட்ட உணவுலாம் கிடைக்கும். உங்கள் நண்பர்கள், குடும்பத்தினரோட உட்கார்ந்து பேசி சாப்பிட்டு வர்றதுக்கு நல்ல இடம்.
Today, there are over 100 hawker centres spread across the island, from the city and recreational districts to the public housing estates where 80% of the population lives.
Pusat perbelanjaan ni bukan sahaja sebagai tempat untuk makan, tapi ianya berfungsi sebagai tempat di mana kita boleh berjumpa teman-teman dari pelbagai lapisan masyarakat.
我嚟這邊習慣，細細個就嚟這度食買物件咯，這度物件個便個好食。
Coming to this hawker centre is quite special for my family and I because my wife and I grew up around this area and every weekend I'll bring my son here for breakfast and we enjoy the food that I enjoyed when I was growing up.
Hawker centres also serve as important social spaces that foster community bonding between hawkers and customers while encouraging interest groups to take part in music, traditional arts and other leisurely activities together.
I've been a hawker for the past 23 years. The atmosphere I would describe is more like a community. Okay, my customers are like my close friends, or I even can say some like extended family. Because from young they come to buy food from us. Then there are some even shift out from this neighborhood. But they come back with their families, with their children. They bring their kids to eat the appam and thosai. As a hawker, I don't just sell only the food. I share the culture and the heritage to my fellow Singaporeans.
Hawkers, who are bearers and practitioners of hawker culture, prepare a variety of hawker food at hawker centres. Hawker foods such as mee rebus and laksa reflect the multicultural makeup of Singapore. Well regarded for their craft, hawkers spend years honing their culinary techniques to perfect their signature dishes.
我们煮菜最重要就是鑊氣，鑊氣就是用高温快炒的手法，把那个食物的精华全部提出来。
鑊氣這個東西不是說學就學，一定要多年的經驗累積了，才會控制好這個鑊氣。
The knowledge and skills of culinary practices associated with hawker culture are transmitted from one generation to another through apprentices learning on the job or within families.
So the reason why I wanted to continue this family business is because I wanted to carry on and pursue the family's legacy. We've been around since the 1960s. I'm the third generation now. The food that we serve are traditionally Malay food. Our family is always looking into new ways to excite our customers without losing the touch of our traditional roots.
The transmission of hawker culture is supported by various initiatives such as incubation programs that encourage aspiring hawkers to join the hawker practice. Training institutions also provide formal training courses that impart skills to the community and the younger generation.
The purpose of this course is to help aspiring hawkers to learn about the trade. This course is beneficial to aspiring hawkers because they actually get to come together, have discussions, and also to understand and get ideas from each other through our activities.
Hawker culture is also sustained by the efforts of community organizations, individuals and NGOs such as the Federation of Merchants Associations Singapore.
全国餐饮总会主要的目的是与小贩以及小贩商联会合作，来为小贩争取他们的利益，同时让小贩文化能够传承下去。主要是能够团结所有的小贩们，大家能够齐聚在一起，来让小贩文化能够继续传承下去。
As a chairman over here, for me is to get in touch with them and to try to solve the many problems between the stallholders as well as the association gets to meet up with the town council or the NEA. We work as a team to just surround all the problems and then try to do the best resolution for it.
There are also collaborations between the public, hawkers, NGOs and private sectors to raise awareness of hawker culture through events. Likewise, schools play an active role in encouraging students to learn about hawker culture through curriculum programs and school projects.
The most enjoyable thing about doing this project is interviewing the hawker because I learned about the history of this store and their Hainan snacks. And that really makes me appreciate more on hawker culture.
Hawker culture is an important part of everyday life in Singapore. It brings together people of different ages, backgrounds and ethnicities through the common spaces of hawker centres and the shared practices surrounding hawker food. Hawker culture, transmitted through the generations, has thrived on the creativity of hawkers and adapts to the changing times and needs of communities. From NGOs to community groups and educational institutions, Singaporeans from all walks of life are actively involved in the safeguarding of hawker culture. Vibrant, multicultural and brimming with life, hawker culture is a reflection of Singapore's living heritage.
I support the nomination because hawker culture is important to Singapore's history and our identity, and I would love to see it stay for future generations to come. Yeah, good. Okay, good.
I support the nomination because hawker centres are community spaces where everybody can enjoy delicious and affordable food with their friends and family.
Saya sokong nominasi ini kerana ia mencerminkan Singapura di mana semua dari berbagai latar belakang dapat berkumpul bersama.
I support the nomination because I want our hawker culture to be around when I grow up.
I support this nomination of hawker culture because hawker culture represents Singapore. It represents Singapore's society, culture, history, and a sense of identity, and it's deeply about who we stand for as Singaporeans.
Okay, so from the video, you understand that all of us are playing our part to preserve this hawker culture. Okay, then I'll talk about the food. Have you guys tried all this food before? Or this is the first week you are in Singapore? Some? Oh, okay, cool. So for those who have eaten before, maybe you can share more to them later on. And those who are here, sorry? Sorry again, I didn't catch you.
It's really good food
In
Singapore, but there is always spices.
Oh, spices. Yeah. Okay.
We cannot eat everything. When we have to take off the spice, we said it's not possible.
Okay, so this lady just said that most of our food, Southeast Asian food in Singapore is very spicy, or the sauce comes with spices or chili, which is true. So, I don't know. You gotta learn how to eat chili. Okay, so for satay, it's an Indonesian dish. So the hawker will skewer the meat in right proportion, so with the fat and the meat together, and they will grill it and then fan it. So you will try it later on. So I've already ordered chicken, mutton, and beef for you guys to try. Welcome. And then That's very supportive, thank you. Okay, Indian rojak. This is a very good dish to share because you guys will be split up into 6 to 8 people in a table. Then Indian rojak is it's a selection, it's a mixture of food. Rojak, this word means mixture. So there's Malay rojak and there's Indian rojak. And then there's Chinese rojak. Yeah, but Indian rojak is mostly deep fried food. Okay, so it's like batter and then like deep fried prawns. You can try it later. Then Hainanese chicken rice, yes. It comes from China, but everything evolves a long time. So when it's in Singapore, Singaporeans actually roast it. And there's a steam version, which is the original version. Steam is very nice and tender because they actually, after we boil it, and then we put it into ice water. So to stop the cooking from inside, so it will preserve that tenderness of the chicken. Are you guys hungry already? Okay, good, I'll go fast. Okay, dessert. Because in this region, weather is very hot, very humid. So we always have shaved ice and then like a long time, we put more ingredients into it. So this, you see, very colorful. So it's actually sugar syrup. And then there's red beans, some will put peanuts on it. Then chendol, my favorite because it's very near to coconut taste. I don't know whether French likes coconut. Good? All right. Okay, carrot cake, not your carrot cake. Yeah. So maybe in your country, carrot cake comes, is a cake, it's a sweet cake. But the carrot cake that I fry at my store is a savory kind carrot cake. So the base, the main ingredient is rice flour, and then it's mixed with white radish. And I will fry it with egg, garlic, and preserved radish. Okay, so it comes in 2 versions. There's white and then there's black. So black, we fry it with dark soy sauce. It's on the sweet side. So with the pan on high heat, we stir fry everything. So it's caramelized the sauce and the egg and everything just mashed like heaven. It's good. Okay. Yeah. So carrot cake didn't start off with so many ingredients. It came from, I mean, all this hawker food, essentially, they are all poor man's food. So at the start, we didn't have eggs. So a long time, we put eggs, we put radish, we put more ingredients. It applies to the other food. So from this article, it's from Straits Times, from 1980s. So yeah, so stage 1, it's plain flour, it's very simple, and then they add sweet sauce, black sauce, garlic, and more and more and more. Yeah, good. Okay, so this is my father, 70 years old Superman that I respect a lot. Yeah, because street, what we do is very, very tough. Okay, just now Professor Xavier introduced a little bit of my story. I'm actually 32 years old this year. I'm 10 years older than most of you guys. But Singaporean blood, we look young. So like you guys, right after my school days, I went into, I just want to share a little bit of my story so you understand why the hell is this guy selling street food. Okay, I had a lot of downfall. Anything that I tried between my 20s, I failed all. I was importing Korean cosmetics, I was handling fitness competition, I was doing a lot of things. I wanted, like, because after I agreed to Professor that I wanted to give a talk to you guys, I actually went to research on ESSEC University alumni. I think that is very stressful. Like, everyone is doing IPO, getting like what angel investors, like what millions of dollars. That was what I wanted to do when I was younger, like in the 20s. So I headed out, you know, young 20s, just want to make it big like Jordan Belfort, you know. But I crashed, everything crashed. But thanks to my parents, they stood by me. They didn't give up on me, and they just tell me that when I'm ready, just go down to the store and help out. So that was 5 years ago, 2015, and yeah, so far so good, doing pretty cool. And let me show you one video. And the funny thing is, so that old man comes to our store every day. After that, my dad actually scolded him. Because you're too fat, you broke that wheelchair. Stop eating my carrot cake. Yeah, so what I want to tell you guys is, a lot of people feel that being a hawker is, you just need to be a good cook. No, actually we are like neighbors, a good neighbor to that neighborhood. Yeah. Okay, so along the years, I always take off my shirt, and then I appear on newspaper and TV and magazines and radio station. Okay, these numbers might not be big in France, but it's quite substantial for Singapore. It's considered like viral content because I think the story is what people want, so it's like culture, and then I managed to capture their attention by taking off my shirt. So hoping to dispel, like the titles are very supportive, hoping to dispel the stereotype that being a hawker is a low-class job. My story is working with my family is a timely reminder for us to remember the things that truly matter. So being a hawker is like a reset button. So what I'm doing here, and then like I'm very thankful, supported by all these media people. I'm actually changing the image of hawkers. So from the video that I showed you just now, the very long video, the 9-minute videos, you get to see like it's always old men doing this job. So like what I'm doing right now is I'm sort of changing this image. So which is, I think, relatable to imagination week, transition. Yeah. Yeah, like most of the comments are pretty positive. Yeah, because normally viral content is a mix of positive and negative. So for mine, is really a lot of positivity. Yeah, so this is what I'm trying to do. For myself, I pull myself out. I put Hawker Hung aside. What I've learned is, I think, because for this generation, for us, everything is pretty much set. What do I mean by that? It's like our comfort level is very, very high already. Like, school is good, like, you don't really need to be fighting for your survival. Everything is pretty much settled. I think people now craves for story, humanity, that human touch, that heritage, culture. So, and I think this is the right time to, I call myself thick skin, which is something, which is your school. I mean, like, your school stands for pioneering spirit, which is being forefront, being a pioneer. So what I'm doing is, I'm the first, but I think the consolation is the things that I do can be a bit low quality. People still can accept. Like the videos that I do, people are still supportive of it. So yeah, maybe you guys can go back and sell crate. I don't know. Okay, so that's it for my story. And we are going to this hawker center. Dining instructions. So right after this talk, I will head straight to the hawker center, and then I will organize that place for you guys. And please be in groups of 6 to 8. Okay, okay, this will be the sitting area. I will place water bottles on the tables. So just go to the tables and sit down in a group. By the time you reach, I think some food might be there already. If not, I will need help from you guys. So from every group, send a representative, come and find me, I'll be there. Then we will collect the food from these stores. But I don't think you wouldn't be able to see their store numbers. Don't worry, just look for me, okay? Then after eating, return your trays. Then, yeah, lastly, 8 p.m. the bus will come and pick you up. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I'm going to ask for students to come.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Hunter. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. We're going to take a few questions for those that prefer it, so please join us on stage. 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. So to make it quick, and we're going to leave
Yeah. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Why are you in sleepers? Yeah, and I'm just kidding.
Send me an email just to make sure that it's possible to be allowed today because he has an injury.
Oh, okay,
That's why.
okay.
So it's not an
Cool.
example at all. Right?
I'm just kidding. Right,
You
yeah.
take off your shirt, I take off my shoes. Is this work? Yeah, okay, so,
Yep.
So my name is Oliver, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My first question is more out of curiosity.
Okay.
Is there any regulation here in Singapore for the quotas in the hawker centers? For instance, like 70% of Indian food, 20% of Chinese food, and whatever. Is there any regulation?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so
there
you
are.
cannot like do whatever you want as a
Okay, so the management, I think very, very good question. Yeah, let's get off. Yeah, not only just the stores, I mean like hawker centers, even like the places that we stay at, like our HDB flat, it's all regulated. There must be a certain percentage of different races. Yeah, like maybe a block must have like 50% of Chinese and then another percent of another race. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, basically yes. And another one.
Why do you ask the question? You want to be part of Singapore?
Why do you ask the question? No, truly I've been here for 3 months. And
3 months.
Still a lot for September.
Okay.
Still have a lot of questions ongoing. So
Cool. I hope you like Singapore. Yeah. I hope you like Singapore.
yeah, it's super good.
Yeah, cool. Clarky? Yep. All right, next question.
Next question, as long as we're like iMagination week.
Yeah.
How do you picture the Hawker Center tomorrow in like a short-term vision, 10 years?
You mean my vision for hawkers? My vision for what I'm doing is I want to change the image, and by making it cool, people like, you guys will learn about hawker culture, that's one. And then secondly, like younger people will feel that it's a job that they want to take it up. Yeah. I just want to change the image. Thank you, Olivia. Any more questions? Cool.
Hello, I'm Swati. So, being one of those who broke the stereotypes of the hawker culture, what was the response that you got from the younger generation and the older generation of hawkers? How different are the responses? Like, I know from the social media handle about you,
Okay.
the stereotypes. So, what is the feeling of other old hawkers and how do the younger generation feel about that?
Awesome question. Thank you. I think maybe it applies to you guys as well. Like whatever you're gonna do in life, people will have a lot of opinions. Like what I'm doing is, of course, the older generation, they don't like it. What the hell? What are you doing? But I do my job well, so I cook pretty well. So, okay, you will not support food store just because that guy take off his shirt. You constantly go to the same store because the product is good, am I right? So I think I will hold on to what I believe in, definitely, and I'll keep on striving because at the end of the day, this is my life. As long as I know the intention is right, I'll just follow through. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jerome. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jerome.
My first question is, how can you, in a city of food like Singapore and working in a food court, how can you be so fit and find time to do work?
Okay. Very good question. Because frying carrot cake use a lot of abs and core. Yeah, so if you want this body, you can come to my store. I will train you. No. Okay. Only the first 2 years into hawker, I work crazy hours. So after I clear my financial debts, I actually arrange my time so that I work certain hours and then I work out. Yeah. So my life now is like a minimalist. I only work out and then do social media or do media stuff, and then I cook. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
My second question is, do people from culture like Indian people usually go to also to eat Chinese food? Is there like food making a mix people?
You mean like mix carrot cake with Indian rojak together?
Yeah. Can food bring people together?
Yes, that's why I've been saying like Singapore really embrace differences. Like we grew up with different races, and then like we will ask our Indian friends, hey, why are you using your hands to eat the food since young? But we don't ask that because we were bringing. I mean, like when I was 5 years old, I asked my friend that, and then he would share it with me. So it's part of it, and then hawker food is also part of it, of this racial harmony that we have in Singapore. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nicholas, and as you've seen, most of the audience is French, so speaking about food, you know that your drug of one time as it touches a domain that belongs to our Holy Trinity. Like food is for us
Cheese and wine?
What?
Cheese and wine?
Yeah. So, but my question touches the diversity of food in Singapore. As you've shown, there's Malay, Indian, Chinese.
Yeah.
And for us, like in France, I'm scared when I see my Lyle cheese and my aligo overwhelmed by Instagram octopus sushi, avocado toasts, and all the kind of melting cookies. Do you think, so for example, it raises problems like, for example, in 1999, some guy named José Bové erased from the surface of the earth a McDonald's restaurant, like, it destroyed completely.
Okay.
How do you think the diversity of food in Singapore will evolve in the next 10, 20 years? Like, do you think we'll preserve it? Do you think it will evolve? Do you want it to evolve, or do you want it to stay like it is today? And what would you do to make it?
Wow, what a big question. Okay, essentially, are you asking, am I going to embrace change in our food culture?
Like the diversity of food, for example, like
yeah.
In France, we have many regions with many large food culture. It's also the case in Singapore, and we can see like with the uniformization of the street, like you can now eat the same thing in Paris, in Singapore, in Johannesburg, in São Paulo. How do you think this diversity will be preserved or erased, or how do you think it will evolve, and what do you want, and how will you make it?
Okay, I don't think it's just happening to Paris or in Singapore only. I think it's happening to the whole world, because like technology is advanced, internet is has been matured to this stage. I think, wrong person to ask, but I'll give my opinion. I think the balance will be found. Like some people will not like too much changes to the food. Some people like it with fusion, kind of. Is it?
Well, I mean, do you think that cuisine traditional,
okay.
Instagram cuisine jeopardizes gastronomy? That's my point. Do you think like the cuisine you see, cookies, banana cakes, and whatsoever? Do you think that it jeopardizes gastronomy?
It depends where you stand, I guess. For me, okay, let me share with you what I'm doing. Yeah. Then you understand my position. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm getting loud on media, but for my food, I don't change anything. It's like my recipe stays traditional. Yeah. So I'm on the traditional side for food.
Do you think we'll do the same thing in 10 or 20 years?
It depends. It really depends. Yeah, it really depends. Yeah. So yeah, it took such a long time to answer your question. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,